السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا حبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم من الآن إلى لقاء أجمعين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر الأهد مني لزيارتكم. Let's recite the salam all together inshallah. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. May Allah inshallah accept all our prayers, our amal, our mourning for Abu Abdullah inshallah. And we ask him to reward us for our presence in this majlis inshallah. Recite louder salawat and gift it to Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Surely we have tawfiq and opportunity to be here in the Majlis of Arbaeen of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. We are not aware, we don't know if we would have another chance, another year to be able to participate in the Majlis of Imam Hussein or another Arbaeen. So that is the opportunity for us, alhamdulillah, to be here, and inshallah we'll take the advantage of every single moment that we'll spend inshallah in this majlis and inshallah the same majalis. When you look at the world, you see that a lot of people came to this world and they left. Big names, famous people, that they tried to do as much as they can so they wouldn't be forgotten. Some of them, they engraved their names on stones, inscriptions, to make sure that people would not forget them later on. Many of them, they engraved on the stones, I am the king, so and so, the son of so and so. I was the one who, attacked that land. I was the one who killed the other people. And then I was the one who, occupied the land. Many of them, they tried to do as they can so their name would stay in this world even after themselves. And now we see that after thousand years, when archaeologists, they find those stones or the inscriptions, they try to translate it, and finally they keep them in some museums or something, and people would not even remember them or forget about them. When you look at the history of Imam Hussein and the story of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, you see that he didn't pay anyone to engrave his name on any stone or any inscriptions. He didn't ask anyone necessarily to write down exactly this and that so people would not forget about me later on. But we see that after 1,376 years, we still remember him, and his name and his story is shining as bright as ever. So that's the thing that we have to think about this. The reason that we see that his name and his message is still alive is because Allah himself engraved the name of Imam Hussein alayhi salam on the hearts of the believers, on the hearts of those people who love Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Not only Shia, not only Muslimin, Christian, Jews, even Hindus, they are in love with him. That's why the hadith says, "Inna lil Hussein hararatan fi qulub al-mu'minin lam tabrud abada." For Hussein alayhi salam, there is a heat in the hearts of the believers that it would never be cold, and that means to the end of the world. One of the Christian priests his name is Anton Barrow. He said, he is very in love with the story of Imam Hussein. He said, we have some mu'minin in Christianity as well. So they are very into their religion of the Christianity. So if there are mu'minin, that means the name of Hussein alayhi salam should be in their heart as well, and it shouldn't get cold. The same guy that, I saw the picture of him, he was walking in the walk of Arbaeen and going to Karbala, and he is Christian. And I want you to ask if there is any proof for what we are saying. Yes, let me give you this example. If a beloved one of you, a loved one passed away, and the grave is around, if they ask you, imagine if the grave of some of the beloved one that we have is in LA. If they ask us that you have to, and we want you to walk all the way, walk to LA to go to the grave of your loved one, you probably question that. What is the reason they have to do that? Go all the way. I can go to my car and, even go there with my car. Why drive there? Why I have to, walk all the way to the grave of my loved one? But we see that again, after 1,376 years, they said, yesterday I heard about this, almost 27 million people, they came to Karbala, they went to Karbala, and many of them, they walked from Najaf to Karbala, almost 50 miles for what? And they were not people, they spent time, they spent money, they spent energy, and matter of fact, it was so dangerous to go there, right? And many of them, they came from the United States, from other countries, Europe, America, all the countries as well, to go there. Many of them are very, busy people. Many of them, I know that personally, the students of Berkeley, the PhD, the professors of Berkeley, Stanford, UCLA, went all the way to walk from Najaf to Karbala. What is the point that you want to, take and make in this story? I was talking to one of the Iraqi brothers. He said, Sayyid, some of these people that they stay in the roads to serve the servants of Allah and the Za'irin of Abdullah, they go to Karbala. Many of them, you can't even see them after this event. What do you mean? Many of them are very famous people, businessmen. Many of them are physicians. Many of them, they have a lot of, a higher social status. He said specifically, many of them are physicians. If you want to see them after Arbaeen, you have to make an appointment, probably a few months, be in the list to be able to see them. He is standing at, close to the road, and he is begging people, please come, let me check you, make sure you're healthy. So what is the point that after all these years, these people are doing for the sake of what? If the name and the message of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, it was not alive, why? Right now, 2015, 27. Last year, we were saying, oh my God, 20 million people they went. Now this is almost 27 million people. If the name of Imam Hussein was not alive, how these people are going there and for what? What is the reason that they go there? That is the reason that the name Imam Hussein alayhi salam, he is ruling in the hearts of people. That's why he will never be forgotten in this, inshallah, in this world, specifically for believers, specifically for us, that inshallah, we'll remember his revolution that he made in this world. Let's talk about revolution. Yes, it is a revolution. Like the story of Nuh. It is a revolution that Imam Hussein, he made in the ummah of, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. When you look, you see that the life of each revolution depends on the strength and the power of the goal and the messages of that revolution. And those revolutions that you see, they die because the message, because the goal are not strong. And that is why the enemies, they try to belittle or weaken the goals of the story of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. They try to say that is something belonging to over 1300 years ago. What is the point? In the 21st century, I have to look back all the way that time, and I have to get something from that time and apply it to my lifestyle. They try to question the reason of the uprising of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. This is something very important here before I introduce what we're going to talk about, inshallah, after this introduction. Whenever you see in this world something, even the social events are happening, social chaos, imagine that are happening. All these times, the bombing here, over there, this country, that country, Middle East, here, recently happened here, that we condemn definitely, because this is out of the, the teachings of Islam, definitely, in parentheses, because when Muslim ibn Aqil, he was in the house of, Hani, and Ibn Ziyad, he wanted to go visit Hani because he was sick. Hani told Ibn Ziyad, he told, Muslim ibn Aqil, the ambassador of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. He told him, Ibn Ziyad is coming and he is the head of the fitna, the chaos. If we kill him, everything would be solved. So what should we do? He said, you go hide behind the curtain. When he comes to see me, I start coughing. That's a sign that that's a good time. You come out and you assassinate him. You kill him. Imagine if he would be killed over there. So the story of Karbala probably, apparently, wouldn't happen the way that it happened, right? And that happened, Muslim hide behind the curtain. And then Ibn Ziyad came to the house of Hani. And Hani started coughing. No, Muslim is not coming out. Why? And then when he left, Hani said, well, you didn't come out. He says, we are the Ahl Bayt, that assassination, we don't believe in it. This is not fair, we don't do it. So this is out of the teachings of Ahlul Bayt. Whatever is happening, it's out of the teaching of Islam even. We don't have any single moment in the history of Islam that Rasulullah says, you know what, you go and assassinate someone. Or even kill yourself for the sake of, killing someone else. Specifically with no reason, innocent people. So we definitely condemn that. Imagine if these events are happening. Usually the psychologists, sociologists, politicians, they sit together, try to analyze the story that happened, the event. They go through, 4 steps. Number 1, why these things happen into this region. Number 2, the reasons that the things happen. Number 3, they won't talk about this, analyze it. Number 3, how can we do something that we solve this problem? And number 4, do something that the things never ever happen again into this country, into this region or something. They get together, they analyze it. They don't just say, okay, this happened, there was a mistake, so it won't happen again. No, they analyze it. And that is a mistake. I'm going to say it quietly. That is the mistake of Shia. In the history of Shia. You know why? Because they never got together to analyze what happened, what was their mistakes. Because, the story of Imam Hussein, the musibah of Imam Hussein is the greatest musibah. زيارة عاشرة, we say, right? مصيبة ما أعظمها وأعظم رزيتها في الإسلام. This is the greatest musibah and tragedy in the whole Islam. وفي جميع السماوات والأرض. Not only in Islam, no. The whole samawat al-arض, the whole skies, heavens, and the earth. That means the whole world, the whole universe. So we shouldn't analyze this story. Something happened at that time, and we just bypass it. No. This is exactly what Shia got heard from it. At the time of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, the people of Kufa, they betrayed Amir al-Mu'mineen. Shia didn't, I'm talking about the greatest Shia. They didn't get together to say, you know what, let's analyze it, what happened. So the same mistake, the same problem happened to the time of Imam Hassan alayhi salam. They left him in the middle of the war. His great commander, Ibn Abbas, he left him. The same people, because they didn't get together to analyze the history. What happened before, what is our mistake? It happened again, the same story repeats in the time of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. That is why we have to sit down together. We have to, talk about this. We have to see what are the mistakes and the problems that the people of that time had. I would tell you why we have to look at that time. I want to tell you what. But when you look at the Ashura, you see that the Ashura, it is looks like a school, looks like a university, that the mission is to train successful people. And matter of fact, it has a lot of graduate students that are among the best people and the servants of Allah. One of them, Abu al-Fadl Abbas alayhi salam, is among the graduates from the school of Imam Hussein. Another one, Zainab salamullah alayha, right? Look at them, you get the lessons from the life of these people. We see that Ashura happened 50 years after the demise of Rasulullah. I want to tell you why we have to analyze and what we're going to talk about. We see that Ashura happened 50 years after the demise of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam by those people that they called themselves, some of them, companion of Rasulullah. By those people that they called themselves the companion of Rasulullah. 30 years, we see that after the demise of Rasulullah, Muawiyah became the Caliph of Muslimin. Bani Umayyah are those people that, who are they? That about 20 years they tried to kill Rasulullah. They were fighting with Rasulullah. 20 years they tried to fight with Rasulullah and they killed Rasulullah. Up until the 3 years before the demise of Rasulullah, they were not Muslim. The head of them, that was Abu Sufyan. He was not Muslim. Until 3 years before the demise of Rasulullah, imagine. And they tried to kill Rasulullah. And then you see that 30 years after the demise of Rasulullah, they became, after Uthman is the third caliph, Muawiyah became what? Became the Caliph of Muslims. And we see that then after that, 50 years after the demise of Rasulullah, they stand in front of the grandson of Rasulullah and they kill the son of Rasulullah. Although there were a lot of companions in the society that they knew about Imam Hussein alayhi salam. We said we have to analyze this. What happened to that society? With all these facts, they stood in front of Imam Hussein and they killed him. It reminds us about our similarities with that time. Number one, the people of that time, the people of Kufa, they were Shia, right? The majority of them. They loved Imam Hussein. They liked Imam Hussein. And we, alhamdulillah, we love Imam Hussein. The people at that time, they were waiting for the Imam of Ash of that time, right? Imam Hussein. They wrote 12,000 letters to the Imam of the time, Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Please come back. We need you. We're waiting for you. Please come back. And we are doing the same because we're reciting ziyarah. Imagine dua ahd, dua faraj, dua kumail, nutbah, all the things are like letters that we're sending to our Imam of Ash. And every time that we have a chance, we say, oh Imam of Ash, where are you? Please come back. We're waiting for you. Aren't we doing, right? We say one salawat and we say, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajjal farajhum. Ya Allah, hasten in the zuhoor of our beloved Imam. We were doing exactly the same as the people of that time they did, right? So they wrote letter, they signed it, and we are sending the request as well. And they were Shia as well, we're Shia as well. A lot of similarities between us, but there is something should be different between us and them because we would not like to have the same results as they had. And we would not let this time that the same thing that happened to the people of Kufa, that they stood in front of the Imam of us of that time, we don't want that to happen this time. That we invite our Imam to come back, and as soon as he is here close to the Ummah, some people stay in front of him and be against him. Is this your analysis, Sayyid? No, because we have hadith that said some of those people, I don't want to scare you, but we have the hadith, some of those people that they always recite the dua, nutbah, and kumail and all the things, they will stay in front of Imam of Ash. Who said, when they see that the dunya is in danger, they start questioning. Who said you're Imam of Ash? No. Imagine this is the house that I built. All my assets is in this house. And Imam Ash comes and says, you know what? This is haram. You have to give it to this and that. That's the time that they start questioning. Because you're going to say something that my dunya would be in danger, right? So I'm not going to listen to you. Or I would say, definitely, if you say that, I will do it. There will be a lot of things that we have to analyze. We have to see ourselves in this story because we're so similar to these people. And the history repeats. History proved that it repeats itself all the time. People of, when Imam Hussein, he wanted to leave Mecca to come towards Kufa, a lot of people told him, don't go there because, you know what happened to your father, you know what happened to your brother, so you shouldn't go there. And by the way, they tried to, teach Imam of Ash what to do. And Imam Hussein didn't say, no, you're making a mistake, no, there are good people. He didn't say that. He said that my mission is higher than what you're saying. Yes, I know that what they did to my brother and my father, but what is the mission, the goal of Imam Hussein is different. So we're going to talk about this, inshallah. Tomorrow, the goal of Imam Hussein, what is it? But the reason that I'm going is way higher than thinking about my life and the love of my life of my family. We see the same story, the same culture in the story of Amir al-Mu'min alayhi salam when they attacked the house of Hazrat Zahra. Many people ask, why Imam Ali alayhi salam, he didn't stand in front of them, he didn't kill them? Because the origin of Islam is way higher than, just fighting over this, so we make the origin of Islam in danger. So you see how many secrets are in the story of Imam Hussein. From the social aspects, what happened to that society, from the political aspects, from all, angles, which when you look at it, a lot of, secrets are in this story. Even in the story of Imam Hussein, the day of Ashura, we see a lot of things that are happening that we still don't know about this. Still we don't know. Some of them are clear for us, but many of them still we don't know about them. But we know they are among the secrets. We know that they are among the secrets and we have to analyze them. And we know the secrets would be effective in our world and in our society. So, inshallah, I want to share some of these secrets in these few days, inshallah, with you to see if we can see the problem at the time of, Imam al-Hussein's in the society that they stood in front of Imam al-Hussein and what happened. But tonight, inshallah, that's very interesting. I want to share some of the secrets with you that it would let you think about that time. Number one, Why we have Arbaeen? Arbaeen means the 40th, right? Why we have Arbaeen for Imam Hussein alayhi salam, while we don't have Arbaeen for any prophets, any Imam or any of Ahlul Bayt? Even for Rasulullah himself, we don't have Arbaeen for him. They have their martyrdom, the day of Shahada, right? The day of Shahada of Imam Ali alayhi salam, the day of we said that an Imam, an infallible Imam says that this is Arbaeen and you have to do something in Arbaeen, some A'mal. Why out of all these people, Anbiya and Awliya, and all of them, we only have Arbaeen for Imam Hussein alayhi salam. That's number one. The 40th day after the Shahada of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. We're going to talk about this number 40. What is about this 40? Number two, there are many narrations about the Arbaeen, if did Ahlul Bayt came all the way from Sham to Karbala or not. Many of the narrators, many of the scholars, they said no. From Sham, they went all the way to Medina. Some of them said no. When they were going, as soon as they reached Iraq, they asked the leader of the caravan, please take us to Karbala. For instance, in Luhuf, Sayyid ibn Tabus, he believed in that. He said that yes, Luhuf is one of the most authentic books that we have, the Maqtal we have. And he said yes, as soon as they got to Iraq, they asked the leader. It was not pre-planned, by the way. They asked the leader, can you please take us to Karbala, so we want to visit the grave of our beloved ones. So question, if let's say this is authentic and they went all the way to Karbala, how come they went and they got to Karbala all the way from the Sham, imagine, all the way to Karbala, they got there and reached Karbala in the 40th day of the Shahadat of Muhammad Hussein. Yazid could keep them a little bit, more. So they would not be there at the 40th day. All the way the 40th day they are there. Beside this, we see that's one of the greatest companions from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Salawat. Jabir ibn Abdullah Ansari, he left Medina all the way as soon as he heard about the Shahadat of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, because Ibn Ziyad, he sent a letter to Medina and he told people what happened. As soon as they heard, he is very old, one of the companions of Rasulullah. He left with some of the Bani Hashim to go to the ziyarat of Imam Hussein. And the day of 40th of the Shahadat of Imam Hussein, Jabir was in Karbala and he was visiting the grave of Imam Hussein, the first visitor with his friend Atiyah Kufi. Why 40th? Because before we didn't have it. Why the day of 40th they should get there? And they met each other. Ahlul Bayt, and Jabir. Jabir is the one who was from the time of Rasulullah, and he was alive all the time to the time of our fifth Imam, Imam Baqir alayhi salam. He saw 6 ma'soom. Very blessed, life he had. All the way, it was just accident. Coincidentally, they got together, they saw each other, and in the 40th day they see. We can say that, but we're gonna see. No, this is not exactly. It's not an accident. Something happened. So, I want to talk about this number 40 because there are a lot of practical implications here in number 40. Not only in Islam, the number 40. Not only Islam, in other religions as well, Abrahamic religions. Number 40 is a sacred and holy number, like other numbers in Islam, like number 7, you know about this, right? 40 is a sacred number, and also it's a secret number as well, because we don't know exactly what is about this number 40. But I want to tell you some of the significance of this number and some of the traditions that we have about this number, to tell you Imam al-Hussein's story is part of those secrets, because one of the things that we know, one of the questions is about this number 40. Number 1, the 40th year of your life, those people that are 40 years old, the 40th year of life is the time that you're supposed to reach the highest level of wisdom. You should have the completion in your intellectual completion. The way that age 33, according to Quran, I want to recite for you, is the day and is the year that the body strength will be completed at that age, 33. Number 40, at the year of 40 of your life, is the age that you're supposed to have the highest level of wisdom. Aql. Hadith. إذا بلغ العبد 33 سنة. When a servant is 33 years old. فقد بلغ أشده. The body physically is strong now at that time. وَإِذَا بَلَغَ 40 سَنَةً فَقَدْ بَلَغَ مُنْتَهَاهُ. When it goes to the 40 years old, it reaches the highest level of intellect and the aql and wisdom. While I'm saying, I want you to think about this number 40, who became something at the age of 40, before I tell you. Quran, Surah 46, Ayah 15. It goes all the way from وَوَصَّيْنَا الْإِنسَانَ بِوَالِدَيْهِ إِحْسَانًا, and it goes all the way حَتَّى إِذَا بَلَغَ أَشُدَّهُ وَبَلَغَ 40 سَنَةً. The same things. A lot of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he became prophet at the age of 40. A lot of our prophets, they became prophets at the age of 40. That's interesting. So this 40 has a lot. Because why all the way? Because Rasulullah, he was always, he had the wisdom from the beginning of his life to the end of his life, right? We can't say, no, he became completed, his aql, something happened. No. He was always having the highest level of wisdom. That's why they chose him to be the prophet. What happened at the age of 40 that he should be the prophet at the age of 40, right? So, I don't know, maybe the age, the Arbaeen of Imam Hussein, you think about this. This is a secret, that's what we have to think about. Maybe the Arbaeen of Imam Hussein is the day of the completion of the message of Karbala, the beginning of the completion of the message of Karbala, that from there the first visitors went there, right? The 40th day of the Shahadat of Imam Hussein, it started from that date, or something happened that this 40 is important. The second secret about number 40, we see that, and we all know the recommendation about Salat al-Layl. When you are having the most private Salat and moment in your life, in the middle of the night, you're awake, you're praying, no one is around you, and you are having the most private connection that you are with Allah, right? In the middle of this private connection, you have to pray for how many people? 40 mu'mineen. How come 40? Why not 41? Why not 35? 40 mu'mineen. And this is, recommendation from Ahlul Bayt. You know about this as well. Another one. If you recite Dua Ahd, how many times? 40 times. You will be alive at the time of the Zuhoor of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. And if you're even dead, you'll come to life to help him. Why 40 times? If you have... It's exactly like other religion as well. Christianity, I was checking it, I was researching about this. Christianity and Judaism, they have this as well. We call it Challe, 40 days. If you have a spiritual impurification, something they have it, you have to have 40 days, get away from the community, from the society to be able to. We see that before the conception of Hazrat Zahra Salaam alayha, Rasulullah, he got away from people. We went to Hara for how many nights and days? 40 nights and days to be away from people. This number 40 has a lot. Although we don't know exactly what's going on. Even other religions, they don't know. But it has a lot. People, the Prophet Musa alayhi salam, you know about this as well. This is Quran. When he went to visit, to pray to Allah, he went to the cave as well. He went to pray to Allah. Quran says, وَوَعَدْنَا مُوسَى 30 لَيْلَةً. For 30 days we appointed him to be there and to pray, but it's not enough. وَأَتْمَمْنَاهَا بِعَشْرٍ. Right? We finished this with 10. So the result is how many nights? 40 nights. The same as Rasulullah, he was in the cave for 40 nights before the conception of Hazrat. We have here 40 nights as well for Prophet Musa as well. So he was there for 30 days. So it's over. Let's go back to the home. No, it's not yet. It's not over. 10 more. Finish with 10, with 40. 5. We see that Bani Israel, after they betrayed Prophet Musa alayhi salam, Jewish at that time, when they passed the Nile and they betrayed and they started worshipping that, that idol. What happened? For how many years they were wandering? 40 years. Quran says, قال فإنها محرمة عليهم 40 سنة يتيهون في الأرض فلا تأس على القوم الفاسقين. We said that, Allah says, we said that they should be wandering in the desert and they can't find the land for 40 years. And they believe in it. This is in Talmud as well. They believe in it as well. This is common between all the religions. The storm of Nuh, it was 40 days as well. I want to say these things The last three are very practical, the reason I'm going there, but I want you to see that in this alam, in this world, there are many things, many secrets together that we're not aware of that. We shouldn't just live like this, wondering like, yeah, the reason of the creation is just, to make money, to eat, to sleep, one day to eat, to die, and that's it, you have to leave. There are many things behind this world that the most important things for us is to be a good abd, to be a good servant. So, from these ones that I'm going to say, the last 4 ones, I have 10 for you, are very, very, practical. The 7th one, it says, you heard about this as well, if you memorize how many hadiths? 40 hadiths. What would happen to you? من حفظ من أمتي 40 حديثا مما يحتاجون إليه من أمر دينهم بعثه الله يوم القيامة فقيها عالما. If any single of the people, all of us, any single of us, we memorize only 40 hadiths. Those are hadiths that we need them in the matter of our deen. At the day of judgment, the servant would be resurrected as a faqih, the one who is aware of the Islam and the regulation of Islam, and a scholar. I'm asking you, imagine if in the society that it has 50,000, community members. In the community that 50,000 people are living. If every single of those community members, they memorize 40 hadiths, it will be 2 million hadiths. So imagine if they have a party, they're together, they're sitting with each other. Instead of just talking, having idle conversation, they can use these hadiths because all the wisdoms, right? They can use them. If they have a problem, they can use these hadiths that they need them, and they use in the time of their need. And then that would be faqihan aliman. The 8, 40 days, we call it 40 days sin-free. If I can save myself, that's interesting, for 40 days not to commit any haram, any sin, what would happen? قال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم صلوات من أخلص عبد لله 40 صباحا إلا ظهرت ينابيع الحكمة من قلبه على لسانه. Someone who would keep himself or herself pure, away from sins, minor or major, doesn't matter, all of them. For 40 days, 40 sabahan, Allah would bring the hikmah, the wisdom, from his heart to his tongue. That's a challenge. That's a great challenge that we can see. If I can control myself for 40 days and not to do anything. I want to have a challenge for us. Let's have a journal and try to record all our actions a day at the end of the day. See if we can keep ourselves pure only for 40 days. That's a lot, by the way. For 40 days, I have to keep my tongue safe from the haram, from sins. My eyes, yes, as soon as something is in front of me, I have to keep myself away from it. My hands, as soon as my wife said something that would upset me, and I have to say something because I want to show that I'm a man, I have to control myself not to say anything. As soon as he said something that I have the right, I have to respond back to him to say, no, I was right. If I can control it and say nothing. Because some people, when it comes to this, you have to have kadhmul ghayz. You have to, control your anger management. They said, okay, I'm not going to say anything. Imagine the wife says something and he is going to control himself. He said, Astaghfirullah Rabbi wa atubu ilayh. Sayyid said, I have to control myself. Otherwise, I would say, you already said that. You already relieve yourself, right? No, if you can say it, you control it. You don't say anything. The tongue, the eyes, the control, all the members of your body. If you can control and say nothing for 40 days, I would tell myself for 4 days, if you can do it. For 40 days. And this is the guarantee from Rasulullah. Jarad yanabihul hikmah. The springs of hikmah and wisdom from the heart to the tongue. That means when I talk, that's different than before these 40 days. When you look at the Ashab of Imam Hussein in Karbala, when we see that whatever we know about the Ashab of Imam Hussein is through the 10 days of Ashura, or let's say from the time that they start coming from Mecca, Medina to Mecca, Mecca to Kufa. Do I know anything about the life of this companion before then or not? Because I think about Fadl Abbas, he became about Fadl Abbas at the day of Ashura. He's a very great person, but what I know about him, at the day of Ashura, he was very polite, and what happened? He helped Imam Hussein alayhi salam. But do I know what made him Abul Fadl Abbas or not? Do I know what helped Hurr ibn Yazid Riyahi, the one who repented to Allah and he came back to the path of Imam Hussein, what happened to him? He was among the enemies of Imam Hussein. The day of Ashura, he was in the army of Yazid, going so fast towards hell. And what happened that after a few hours he changed his path, go towards heaven? No, just found the truth. No, something is in the background of these people. We said if I can control myself for 40 days. These people had something that they were able to stay with Imam Hussein alayhi salam in Ashura. These people had something that Imam Hussein, one of the other secrets in parentheses, when Imam Hussein, he wanted to say the salat, the Zuhoor prayer, right? And it was the congregation salat in front of others. By the way, Imam Hussein, why you're saying your salat in front of others? You could go behind the tent. You could go in the tent. What you are trying to tell me about having the salat in front of these people? And then when they are attacking the salat, Imam has some of his companions staying in front of the army of Ibn Sa'd, and they're shooting the arrows. Some of the companions of Imam Hussein, they had just 72. Some of them became shaheed because of the salat of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. It just happened. Or this is the code that Imam Hussein is giving me. Hey, by the way, the salat. Sayyid ibn Abdullah Hanafi is one of those who was standing in front of the arrows. All the arrows went to him. As soon as Imam, he finished his salat, he fell down. So when he fell down, what should he say to Imam Hussein? Imam Hussein, did you see that I was very nice to you? Did you see I promised you and I stood with you? No. He said, Awafaytu yabna Rasulillah. Was I loyal to you? Did I do a good job or not? Did I do my job? At that moment, you gave your life, everything that you had. Awafaytu yabna Rasulillah. Isn't it a code? Isn't it about my salat today? That there is no war, there's nothing safe. Yes, sometimes I have to say my prayer on campus in front of others or somewhere in the street so people would see me. But there's no arrow comes towards you. Isn't it a secret? Isn't it a code from Ashura? How many times we heard about this, right? The salat of the Jama'ah, salat of Dhuhr. How many times I thought about this? Because think about this. He could say the salat Jama'ah in the tent or behind the tent. So they wouldn't kill Sayyid ibn Abdullah Hanafi. Then Imam Hussein told Sayyid, said, Na'am. He told him something he didn't say anyone else. وَأَنْتَ أَمَامِي فِي الْجَنَّةِ. You'll be in front of me. You'll be with me. In front of me doesn't mean you're ahead of me. You'll be in front of me. You'll be with us at the day of judgment in heaven. Good for you, Sayyid ibn Abdullah Ansari. So these people had a background. These people stood with. And then how come other people, they couldn't come with Imam Hussein alayhi salam? How come other Shia, they couldn't stay with Imam Hussein alayhi salam? How come Tarimah is one of the Shia of Imam Hussein, very good person, and before Imam Hussein reached Karbala, he met this person, his name is Tarimah. And Imam Hussein told him and invited him to come with me, and he wanted to go with Imam Hussein to Karbala, and Imam says, you have to come with us. He said, Ya ibn Rasulullah, just give me a few days. I had something I bought for my family. I have to go take it to the house, to home, and I will come back and I'll help you. Imam said, okay, we're not going to force anyone. You can go. He left. When he came back, it was too late. That means even among the Shia, there should be difference between the Shia. Who can stay with Imam Hussein? Who cannot stay with Imam Hussein? These people didn't become someone or some people at the day of Ashura. No, they did something. They had something. About Hur, they said he was very polite. You heard about this. Even when he was the enemy of Imam Hussein, Imam said, we're going to say prayer. And he was the head commander of his army. Imam said, you want to have your own, prayer before Ashura? He said, no, we're going to come and say the prayer behind you, Ya ibn Rasulillah. And he was respecting Hazrat Zahra a lot. Some of the things are helping these people. The Iman is helping these people. And then I have to look at myself. I am waiting for the Zuhoor. But I am going towards, I'm talking about, what's going on. We are going through the same history that people had. Because when you look at a lot of mistakes and a lot of viruses that they had, we see that we have a lot of them in the society as well. If Imam al-Hasan says Hubb al-Dunya is one of the reasons, we see that Hubb al-Dunya, mashallah, we had a lot in the society. Hubb al-Dunya, one of the reasons. If we see that discrimination is one of the reasons that all this tribe of, Bani Umayyah, they stood in front of Islam, is because of discrimination, because we are better than you. We are better than all other people. The color is different, the money is different, we have more money. Discrimination, we have some of this discrimination in our society as well. So if we have the majority of the problem and deficiency that the people of that time had, what is the guarantee that I wouldn't have the same result that the people of Kufa they had? That is the meaning of looking into history, analyzing the history. See what are the things that I have to do in order not to have the same result as the people of that time. So then we have, by the way, hadith that mu'min should have, a journal with himself. At the end of the day, he should calculate his a'mal. حَاسِبُوا قَبْلَ أَن تُحَاسِبُوا. Before someone else would, calculate your a'mal, to say it's too late, you have to go, and this is the hell or heaven, I have to calculate my a'mal. That's a big challenge. Number 9, the secrets. And that's very practical. They said for those that they want more sustenance, rizq, they want more money. A lot of people says, yeah, I want that. This is about me. So if you want more money, this is interesting. They said if you say this, إِنَّ اللَّهَ هُوَ الرَّزَّاقُ ذُو الْقُوَّةِ الْمَتِينَ, 40 days, 27 times after the Salat Fajr, Allah inshallah will give you more sustenance. إِنَّ اللَّهَ هُوَ الرَّزَّاقُ ذُو الْقُوَّةِ الْمَتِينَ. Why 40 times? Why 40 days? There's another secret. And the last one we want to tell you, this is the most important one. Imam Hassan Askari said, Alamatul mu'min khams. There is a sign for mu'min, a believer, 5 signs. I'll look at myself if I see I have this 5 or not. Salatun ihda wa khamseen. 51 rak'at of prayer. 17 rak'ah as farida every day we have to say salat wajib that we have mandatory, and 34 nafila mustahab, 51. One of the signs of the believer. That's number 1. Wa ziyaratul Arbaeen. This is in Mafatih, before the beginning of the ziyarah of Arbaeen. Wa ziyaratul Arbaeen. Imam Ma'soom, Imam Askari, he's infallible. He's recommending the ziyarat Arbaeen for Imam Hussein alayhi salam. وَاتَّخَذْتُمْ بِالْيَمِينَ, that I have to have the ring in my right hands. This is another one. Imam Hassan Askari is saying. وَتَعْفِيرُ الْجَبِينَ, I have to put my forehead under dirt, under turba. And if you put it under turba of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, يَخْرُقُ الْحُجُبَ السَّابِعِ, someone who is praying under turba of Imam Hussein, the light of this sajda would break the 7 skies, 7 hijab, the 7 layers, and go to Arsh. يخرق الحجب السابع. والجهر ببسم الله الرحمن الرحيم, and say the بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم out loud. I'm going to wrap it up here. Ayatollah Jawadi Amali, he's saying, you see that these 5, you can see it only in Shia that they have these 5. Number 1, that they said 51 rak'ah, this is a gift to Rasulullah when he went to Mi'raj, and this is for what Shia believes in. When it comes to Ziyarat Arbaeen, of course, the Shia has Ziyarat Arbaeen. When it comes to have the ring in the right hands, we have the Shia. When it says, when it says put your forehead on the ground, on the dirt, Shia only do it. And Jahr bi Bismillah, usually Shia in the Salat, they say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim out loud. So then there are a lot of things that is telling me that I have to pay attention to some of the secrets that are around us. This Ziyarat of Arbaeen, how come at the 2015 all these people, we never had in the whole history. At the time of Bani Abbas, they tried their best to destroy the grave of Imam Hussein. They put flood all the way on the grave. They made it a farm. They were harvesting something in the grave of Imam Hussein to destroy the heart of Imam Hussein, the grave of Imam Hussein. They said whoever wants to go to the ziyarah of Imam Hussein should give one of the hands to go to the ziyarah. The Shia was still giving one hand. We have in the history someone who went there last year, the year after that, when he wanted to go to the ziyarah, he had to give another hand. He was giving to do. What is about this story of Imam Hussein? So it is way beyond that is sitting here only crying for Imam Hussein and just say, this is my responsibility and this is all I had to do. Just sit down, cry for Imam Hussein until the next Muharram and Safar, I'm good to go. No. Because the first people who cried for Imam Hussein alayhi salam are the people that are in Ashura and are attacking the haram of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. He was pulling the earrings and he was crying. This is a history. They had some historian at that time, I think Hamid ibn Muslim, his name, the army of Yazid, he was writing down every single moment from the army of Yazid, what happened in Ashura. So he was pulling the earrings of little girls, and he was crying. He says, Mal'un, why are you crying then? He said, I know what I'm doing, but if I don't do it, someone else would do it. Haqq and batil are so next to each other. The first people that they cry, if it's only for the sake of crying for Imam Hussein, that is amazing. You can't even calculate the thawab and the reward of crying for Imam Hussein. Inshallah, later on I will bring the hadith and traditions with that. But it's not only that I don't watch my amal and my action, and I just want to come to the all the way until next year. So what do you have before the end of this Safar? Would I have any promises with Imam Hussein that I know some of my deficiencies? I know I have problem with my eyes. I know problem I have my tongue, or my hands, or my akhlaq, or my anger. Something is going wrong. I know what's going on with myself. And I promise you this Safar, before the end of Safar, that I will work on my deficiencies. At least next Muharram that I come to your Majlis, I say, you know what? One of my deficiencies are solved. I'm working on another one. Then Imam Hussein says, no, you are active Shia. You're not passive. Then I have to do something. Because many of those Shia, let's go to Musibah, many of those Shia at that time, they were just so happy just to like Imam Hussein. They thought, yeah, we have the hubb of Imam Hussein, so that's enough. They didn't know that this is not enough. Maybe the hubb of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, to that extent, they just like Imam Hussein, not in action. Maybe it is good for Nahrawan, and maybe it's good for Jamal or Khandaq, but this is not good for Karbala. If you want to be in Karbala, if you want to be Karbala, stay with Imam Hussein, you should be in love with Imam Hussein alayhi salam. They said, I think Muslim ibn Awsaja, when he was dying, Habib came, he was closest friends of him, he came to him, he says, is there any recommendation, any will you have? So I wish I could do it, but I'm going to be, dead after you. So is there anything I can do? He pointed his fingers towards Imam Hussein. He says, do not forget this man, Imam Hussein. So if they were so in love with Imam Hussein, with the Imam of their time, how about me? I have my Imam of time in front of me. If I can't see it, doesn't mean that it's not there. And he's asking me the same things that Imam Hussein was asking the people of Kufa. The same story, all similarities together. What am I doing in action to be different than them? Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Allah, help us. Help us that we can be different than people of Kufa. We can change the history so we would stay with our Imam of time, Imam of Asr, inshaAllah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammadin wa ajjal farajahum. You can turn off the lights if you want, just inshaAllah. A little bit of the musibat of Imam Hussein. I said that I do not know if next year Arbaeen I would be here or not, I would be alive or not. But let's be positive, Imam Hussein. We wish that inshaAllah next year Arbaeen will be in Karbala, inshaAllah. This is not too much to ask. Many of our friends, they went. Many of our friends had the tawfiq to go there and visit the beautiful shrine of Imam Hussein alayhi salam in Arbaeen. So we ask Imam Hussein alayhi salam, give us tawfiq that inshallah we can go to Karbala next year inshallah and show our respect. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وأجل فرجهم والآن أعداءهم أجمعين. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله. While I'm saying it, you close your eyes, go to Karbala. وعلى الأرواح التي حليت بفنائك عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر الأهد بني لزيارتكم. If you want to join me to say this salam to our beloved Imam Hussein, let's say it out loud together. Assalamu ala al-Hussein wa ala Ali ibn al-Hussein wa ala أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. One more time inshallah. السلام على الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. Let me take you to Sham before the Arbaeen. They narrated, they asked Imam Sajjad alayhi salam, Yabna Rasulullah, in this trip, what part was the most difficult part of your trip? Imam said 3 times, Asham, Asham, Asham. Let me tell you what happened to this Sham. Why Imam Ma'soom is saying Sham was so difficult for us. When the haram of Rasulullah is entering Sham, all people of Sham, they are celebrating to see the head of Hussein in front of the caravan. Imagine these ladies, no one could see them in other time. Now everybody, all these people, strangers, not maharim, they are seeing these ladies and haram of Rasulullah. And the other part of Sham, when Imam Sajjad and Ahlul Bayt, they got into the palace of Yazid. You know what I want to say, right? They said that when they sat over there, Yazid had the head of Imam Hussein in front of him. ثم وضع رأس الحسين بين يديه وأجلس النساء خلفه. And the women behind the Yazid are sitting. As soon as Zainab, she saw the head of her beloved brother Hussein, she started shouting and singing. فإنها لما رأته وهوت إلى جيبها فشقت ثم نادت بصوت حزين يقرأ القلوب يا حسين. Oh my Hussein. You can have the zikr of Hussein as well. If you want to have the same zikr that Zainab had, you can say Hussein as well. Ya Hussein, Ya Habib Rasulullah. Hussein, I could see that the days that you were sitting on the lap of Rasulullah, now you have your head in front of this malun. Ya ibn Makkah wa minaya, Ya ibn Fatimah az-Zahra سيدة النساء يا ابن بنت المصطفى. Oh Hussein, you are the beloved son of Zahra. Now this malun,
soon he's hitting the lips and the teeth of Hussein with a stick in his hands. And imagine Zainab is going to Karbala, back in Karbala, all these days and nights. Zainab was the strongest one, right? Zainab was destroying Sham over the Yazid and the people of Yazid. But now she's back to Karbala. She's at the grave of the Imam Hussein alayhi salam. She has to cry now. Hussein, all this time I was holding myself not to cry in front of these people. Now the time, Hussein, if these strangers were not there, I could show my body how much they hit me, Hussein. Let's have the zikr of Hussein. Hussein, 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 Hussein. They said that at the same day, as I said Habib, as I said Jabir, he came from Medina to visit the grave of Hussein alayhi salam. He was with Atiyah, one of the companions. As soon as he got there, Atiyah said, I saw that Jabir. As soon as he got to the grave of Imam Hussein, he passed out. As soon as I brought some water, he woke up. He said, Habibi Hussein, Habibi Hussein, Habibi Hussein. He said, oh Hussein, why you are not answering me? Habibun la yujibu habiba. What is the reason that you are not answering me, Hussein? Then he said himself, he answered himself. He said, how can you answer me while there is a distance between your body and your head, Hussein? Ah, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. Give us the tawfiq, Ya Hussein, that we visit your grave with ma'rifah, inshaAllah. La la'anatullah ala al-qawm al-zalimin, wa saya'lamu alladhina zalamu ayya munqalabin yanqalibun. Just few dua, inshallah, and we'll get ready, inshallah, for Musibah and Matam. اللهم أجل لوليك الفرج والعافية والناس ومد في عمره الشريف وزين الأرض بطول بقائه واجعلنا من أعوانه وأنصاره وشيعته. يا الله يا رحمن يا رحيم ثبت قلوبنا على دينك. Ya Allah, give us tawfiq and opportunity to be among the true followers of our beloved Imam Mahdi. Ya Allah, give us tawfiq to learn more about the ma'arif of yourself, Ahlul Bayt and Imam Hussein, inshaAllah. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, help our youth, make them successful in dunya wal akhirah, remove the obstacles in front of their marriage. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, anyone in this world being oppressed, please provide the opportunities for their freedom. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, those who are sick, who have problem, please cure them all at this time. Those who passed away, send the thawab and reward out of this majlis to their soul, inshaAllah. Rahimallahu man yaqra'u al-Fatihata ma'a as-salawat.